Basically, it's going to establish how big my radius of my butthole is going to be able to fit penises inside. Well, hello.
Don't sound so enthused.
I'm not. I'm 3-7.
I mean, it happens.
It doesn't. I lost to Kevin by 5 points.
Yeah, that was a close matchup.
The fact that it's even that close, that I had 6 people on by, is...
Yeah, that's rough.
Again, I feel like that I make all the right plays, and I don't get rewarded for it. What makes me happy is that Charlie's doing bad, so...
But, yeah, so we missed week 9. We were on bye. The podcast had a bye week.
We had a bye week, yeah.
But we're back week 10.
Yeah, new schedule. Just because of work and everything, we're going to be doing Thursdays at 8. I like that because I feel like we were doing it too early. Like, I like the fact of doing it later in the week. That way everyone can listen to it and we can get prepared for the weekend, right?
Yeah, I mean, we'll have the Thursday game go down probably while we're recording.
Mm-hmm.
Prayers up for DK Metcalf tonight. But,
did you watch his cover story?
No.
It's pretty cool. Like, his whole story is, like, really neat.
But, yeah, we're excited to be back. We got 3 weeks left in the regular season.
That's all?
Yeah, that's it. So, 3 weeks, and then playoffs start, and the consolation Waffle House playoffs start.
I told my boss, who's like 6'5", and he's like, just a dude who's like always hungry. Like, his vice is food. He's not fat, he's actually really in shape. Like, his thing is food. And like, he goes to bed dreaming about what he's going to eat for lunch the next day. I told him our challenge, and that made him disgusted, which makes me nervous.
Well, don't lose.
No, I know, Kyle, but like, is this even going to happen? Like, how are we going to hold someone accountable to this?
No, they need to set up a live stream while they're there. This is happening.
Yeah, but
don't try to downplay this. Now they're just 3-7.
I'm just saying, if I lose, who's going to force me to a Waffle House?
We will drive trucks up there and make you sit in a Waffle House for 24 hours.
Yeah, we gotta. What I'm saying is that we have to have people there to enforce the rule.
I will show up. I will be there.
That's fine. I'll be there for an hour.
But that's only if you convince me to eat some of the waffles.
You colluding ass. Of course you would say something like that. Anyway.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, week 10 in the books.
Yeah, we'll do a quick little recap here of week 10, like always.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say before that?
That's about all I gotta say.
All right, and shout out to our week 9 high score, Brandon. Again, it's like his 3rd time, so screw him. He doesn't get another voice recording.
Really?
Yeah, and then shout out week 10.
No, Brandon had 97.
Yeah, I'm talking about week 9, bro. We missed week 9, remember?
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, week 10, shout out to Taylor, his first time getting high score, 136. He also could not record, so we're just going to give him a shout out here.
With Joey for high score, big tour.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So
Taylor 136. Yeah, good job, Taylor. Kyle, you won barely against Micah.
Yeah, so I beat Micah 130, 126. And, I mean, thank you, Nick Chubb. Thank you, Nick Chubb. That's all I gotta say. Well, I mean, I sent the clip in the group chat. Nick Chubb at the end of his game with like 40 seconds left. Other team had no timeouts. They're trying to run the ball to run the clock out. He breaks off down the sideline for a breakaway touchdown. He runs out of bounds at the 1 yard line, and they need the ball to end the game. So that would have been 6 points for Micah, giving him a 2-point win.
Holy shit.
Yep.
That's pretty bad, dude. But Tom Brady, 31?
Yeah, Tom Brady went off, didn't stop scoring, scored 31.
But
Nick Chubb had a game.
Fournette, Chark. Why would he start Fournette?
I mean, Fournette was the projected leader of that backfield, and then against Carolina.
Did he get thrown onto your bench, homie?
Yeah, Ronald Jones ended up with 24.
Well, he just had one long run. I mean, literally on one run, he had, 15 points? 16 points.
Yeah, he had like a 98-yard touchdown.
Yeah, it was like 16 points in one run. So if you minus 24, what's 24 minus 16?
Yeah, I mean, he did have 190-something yards, so...
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he had like 190 yards rushing.
Okay, that's right. Okay.
He's third in the NFL in rushing right now.
Is he really?
Yeah, even though it doesn't seem like it. Yeah, but I mean, Micah, looking at his team, I mean, injuries. Nick Chubb was questionable coming in. DJ Chark was questionable. Joe Mixon, he was out. Kenny Golladay was out. Lazard was out.
Oh, so that's why. Okay, that makes sense. So
Freeman was out.
Okay, he didn't have a choice. But still, I mean, that was the closest game. Even though I think that me and Kevin's game is probably even though y'all's was determined by a lesser point value, I still think that me and Kevin's were, and that kind of takes us into the next matchup. And I'll kind of go through this. Kevin had 94. I had 89. Obviously, if you scroll down, Kyle, I had my entire bench was on bye. So I had 6 people on bye.
Jesus.
I still only lost by 5. So I picked up Akins. He didn't really do much. Picked up the Vikings D. So, well, first with Kevin, he really had 2 people, DeAndre Swift and DeAndre Hopkins. Now, let's just talk about this for a second. Let's capitalize, or let's encompass my entire fantasy season based off one play. And that play is DeAndre Hopkins mossing 3 people. Because if without that play, I win this game.
See, okay, just like me and Micah, it came down to one play.
No, fuck Micah, this has happened continuously throughout the entire year. And I couldn't think of the picture that was sent on the group chat. I can't think of a better way to encompass my entire season.
Yeah, that's insane.
It's pretty tough. I mean, the Vikings defense putting up 12 points and they average 5 all year.
Yeah, I mean, that was a good call. But I mean, then you look at some of the other guys like Kirk underperformed, Akins, I mean, he underperformed with 1. Robert Woods.
I can't believe I'm selecting Jordan Akins as a fantasy player.
Yeah, I mean, Robert Woods was in a smash spot against a weak Seattle team, and Jared Goff, for whatever reason, couldn't deliver the ball to him.
I mean, it's just one of those situations to where I don't think anyone can look back outside of Kirk Cousins and be like, Malcolm didn't play fantasy football well. I just don't think that anyone can say that. I think I legit have been handed a huge penis. Don't you change it to the next game? You agree with Kyle?
I mean, yeah, sometimes that's what happens in fantasy.
Sometimes.
No, it happens. Sometimes you get the tough break.
This year, I'm the only one that fucking happened to. I can't yell.
So it happened to me back in 2017 or 18.
Why are you being bullshit?
I'm not. But what I'm saying is, it happens.
Whatever.
All right, since Malcolm's obviously salty about DeAndre Hopkins and Kevin.
I'm salty about the amount of fantasy football imaginary dicks that I've implanted in my imaginary butthole over every week.
Oh gosh, that's funny.
Anyway.
All right, let's move on. Thomas, he destroyed Don. He did some butthole stuff to Don, 109-74. Unfortunately, because I need Thomas to lose, but that was a good win. I mean, Don didn't even have a player over 20. Closest was Mike Evans. I mean, he balled out, but when you're playing a Thomas or a Brandon, you're going to have to come with something a little better than that. Kyler Murray kept doing his thing, 29. Kamara, Jesus, 34.
Yeah, I mean, the guys getting and that was it for Thomas, really. Don.
I mean, Don's team on paper looks good, but
Russell's been fucking up lately, so.
Yeah, his team on paper looks really good, and they could turn around at any moment, but still 5-5.
Yeah, not really much to say there. Do me and Joey have the same goddamn record?
An auto draft team.
Do me and Joey have the same goddamn record?
Yeah, I mean, this game, I guess we'll just run through it quick, because you had 2-7 Joey versus 2-7 Kyle Worley. Joey beat Worley 92-58.
I'm like legit nauseous, Kyle.
Yeah, I think Worley has given up on the season and he's focusing towards the Waffle House tournament because he played Jordan Howard, who got cut literally a day before the game. AJ Green 0. He left Young-Ho Koo on a bye. So, I mean, nothing much to really say here. And then probably one of the biggest upsets of the year.
No, it is the upset of the year.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Joey beating you's the upset of the year.
Yeah, Joey beating me was probably the first upset of the year, and then this is a close second.
Yeah, this is like so Appalachian State beat Michigan was you and Joey.
Yeah.
But what's the second biggest upset? Maybe Texas beating USC.
I mean, yeah, it's an upset, but I mean, Taylor put the slacking down, 136-97 over Brandon.
Josh Jacobs went the fuck off. Naheem Hines went the fuck off.
Yeah, Terry Mack had a good game. Scary Terry. Claypool, he continues to do good, 21. And more than anything, I don't know if Brandon had anybody on a bye, but more than anything, it was just his players finally underperformed. They've been performing all year.
Devontae Adams had 18, and he underperformed by 20 points.
Yeah, I mean, that's scary, right?
It ain't cool.
Yeah, so, I mean, and Taylor had Derek Carr, who only gave him 7 and still put up 136.
I just don't understand. I'm just so depressed, man. Doing this podcast hurts.
And Taylor was missing Julio, shout out.
That's true. Well, you guys got the Saints Sunday, so.
Yeah, we'll see how that turns out. We got famous Jameis.
Interception. Falcons D. Hot pick. Hot take. So you got Biko versus Charlie. Biko won by 3 points. Fuck you, Charlie. Deservedly.
Yeah, and
Josh Allen 26, nice. Juju 22. Jimmy Graham 0. God damn. Fuck.
Yeah, McCaffrey was hurt again.
Thank God.
Myles Gaskin's been hurt, so Biko's just trying to limp his way into the playoffs right now.
It's just the classic example of having just a solid. Well, I take that back. Having your classic 2 people just go the fuck off for you.
Yeah, and Biko, he rode that to a 3-point win this week.
Yeah, I don't blame him, man. Shit.
I don't think Charlie could have done anything. I mean, Montgomery was hurt. Carson was hurt. He had Tyreek Hill on a bye. I mean, he played who he had, and it just wasn't good enough. I mean, 100 points.
Well, Charlie's just a baby back bitch, so.
Well, we know how you feel about
that. 100%.
All right, so we'll move in from the recap to the standings.
God, I can't believe that fucking me and Joey have the same record.
This might be rough for Malcolm to look at right now, but in the North Division, got me 8-2, then you got Thomas 8-2. We're sort of deadlocked. The only difference here is points for. And then sitting by himself at third, you got Tucker's Diddy, Taylor 5-5. Then you got Charlie 4-6, Malcolm 3-7, Worley 2-8. Moving over to the South Division, Brandon still holding on to that one spot. He's at 7-3. Kevin's closed the gap a little bit, one game back at 6-4.
Fuck Kevin.
Two teams at 5-5, Biko and Don, and then Micah 4-6, Joey 3-7.
Yeah, so most points for, I would say, you and Brandon are the only people in the 1300s.
Yeah, so this week I sort of overtook Brandon again for the points for. Me, him, and Thomas have been like flip-flopping all year.
Yeah, but Thomas is only 12. I mean, Thomas is now 100 points behind Brandon. So, I mean, it's really like, wow. Micah is ahead of me in points for. I feel like that places 5th through 10th are separated by like less than 100 points.
Yeah, so I mean, those are just like one big play each game from moving you up to 5th or to 10th.
Go to points against. So it's still me and Micah.
Yeah, so y'all have the most points against. Micah 1234, you at 1194, so right there at the 1200 mark.
It's about 40 points.
And then would you look at motherfucking Thomas sitting down there looking pretty, the only person under 1,000 points against.
Wow.
So that's probably cucked me in the division. He's probably going to get the bye now.
Fuck you, Thomas.
And then we're going to go to the Fantasy Football Hub here. Y'all can follow along.
Power rankings first?
Yeah, we can do power rankings first.
Okay.
All right, so we'll start off with the last three. We got Worley. He has the worst record. He's at number 12. And I can go ahead and play like the little election news when they call a state, like do. We can go ahead and make a call here. Kyle Worley has been officially mathematically eliminated from the playoffs.
Shout out.
All right, and then we'll move on to the next, number 11. Malcolm, he still has like a 0.3 chance at the playoffs, so we're not going to make
0.3.
We'll get into that in a second, but yeah, it's pretty close. Joey's sitting at number 10, so he's moving up a little bit.
Wait a fucking second. Joey's ahead of me.
Just because he's on a winning streak right now and you've lost one or two or three.
Wow, I don't think I've ever been more mad at the power rankings.
On the bubble team, so these are the teams who are trying to get that last playoff spot. You got Charlie sitting at number 9, Micah sitting at number 8, and then your high scorer for week 10, Taylor, sitting at number 7. And now we have the next three, the teams who are in the playoffs as of this moment. Don, number 6, Beagle, number 5.
Beagle, dude, that is like such like a shout out beyond shout outs.
Yeah, that's a throwback.
That's like from a Spike. Yeah, Beagle, that's awesome. Yeah. Thank you for that.
And then number 4, you got Kevin, the Law and Order Trade Rape Unit. Moving on to the top 3, I'm sitting in the 3 spot, and then Brandon falls down to number 2 now, and Thomas, I mean, number 1. Look at his team.
Well,
top quarterback, one of the top running backs.
Who's his quarterback?
Kyler Murray. All right, so we'll move into the Fantasy Football Hub. You can follow along on your phone.
You can tell the excitement. It's enthusiasm out of me.
Yes. So basically, yeah, I just pulled up the playoff odds. That's why Malcolm's freaking busting out laughing. All right, so the playoff odds, according to this website, has Party Like a Gronk star Joey and Kyle Worley eliminated. I still think, based on my understanding, that Joey could have a shot, but he would need to score like 1,000 points a week, so he's not mathematically eliminated.
Which he is.
Case Malcolm, you've got to win out, and you've got to score a bunch of points and hope a bunch of people don't score points.
Yeah, so the way my entire year has gone, like second in points against, the rotation of first and second for points against, that all of a sudden has to just cease to exist.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how do I not go to Waffle House for 24 hours again?
So
I'm serious though.
You don't finish last in the consolation
playoffs.
bracket. Okay. So if you win your first round game in the consolation bracket, you're good.
Jinx.
So all you have to do is win one game. So Malcolm,
that's tough because I've won 3 out of 10.
We gave you his playoff percentage earlier. The next team, Charlie, his playoff percentage is 1.72%. Now these teams, when it gets into like the Charlies, Micahs, and Taylor, and Don, I think, like, they're sort of close. The only difference here is points against and points for, actually, because that's what we go off of.
Mm-hmm.
Micah saying he has a 7.4% chance of making the playoffs, and then Tucker's Diddy, it's saying he has a 36% chance of the playoffs. Don 73%, Biko 88%, Kevin 92%, and then me, Brandon, and Thomas 100%.
So this is basically like a chart or graph to establish the amount of, basically it's going to establish how big my radius of my butthole is going to be able to fit penises inside. Graph.
Jesus.
Like, you know how like in school you had to figure out the radius of a circle?
Yeah.
Remember how big those circles used to be?
Yeah.
Times that by 5. That's my butthole right now.
Jesus.
You could probably, like, if someone was, Kyle, if me and you were standing in like my living room, and someone came inside and cooked a flapjack, like a Crackle Barrel sized flapjack.
Yeah.
You could probably be 15 feet away, throw it like a frisbee, and the amount of space that my butthole would be opened from fantasy this year, it would just fly right in.
Oh my God.
Let that image sink in. Okay, moving on.
Yeah, so we'll go through the matchups.
That's supposed to be more funny than what.
We'll go through the matchups for week 11.
Okay. I'm just thinking of like everyone listening to this being like, what the fuck?
Oh God.
Kyle's frisbee and flapjacks in the mouth.
Yes. Oh God.
Okay, moving on.
Alright, so
who am I losing to this next week?
Huh?
Who am I losing to this next week?
Well, yeah, we'll get into that. Okay. So the first game, me and Brandon, so the top 2 teams facing off.
Ooh.
So if I lose, then Thomas can jump into that number 1 spot in the North and get the bye. If Brandon wins, he almost sort of locks up that number 1 spot on his side. Cause I don't think anybody's catching them points score wise. Nice. So that should be a good game, even though I have Diggs and Allen Robinson on a bye.
Overall, like all of that, what you just said means something. But in my world, I could give two fucks.
So the next game we got Thomas versus Kevin. So
Ooh, I like that game.
That's another good matchup there. Number 2s versus number 2. So
I feel like there's a lot of games that are pivotal this week.
Yeah, I mean, this is pivotal for, like playoff seeding and stuff right here.
Yeah, and if I was in y'all's shoes, I'd definitely be paying attention.
Yeah, and so like right now, the Seahawks and Cardinals are playing, and Metcalf hasn't caught a catch yet.
Yeah.
Next game we got Don versus Kyle Worley, so congratulations on your win, Don.
Yep.
Next game we got Taylor versus Joey. This might be a trap game, because if Taylor loses this one, it's going to be tough for him to crawl back.
Yeah, I'm hoping Joey wins, but that probably won't happen. Although I will say Taylor having a huge game last week could balance out to where Joey could become 4-7 and I become 3-8.
Yeah, it could happen.
And I'm last place. God damn it, that's gonna happen.
And then our next game,
Tyler Lockett. Fuck.
Yeah, our next game. This game is gonna pretty much eliminate one of these teams. Charlie versus Micah, both 4-6. So the loser of this game is getting eliminated.
Yeah.
And then the next game we have the little. Oh, DK Metcalf just caught a touchdown. Let's go.
Kyle, you beat me, bro. Fuck you. Dude, I'm so over you guys calling plays before I see them.
Oh, my bad. Well, I'm on the fantasy app, bruh.
Well, don't tell me. Just keep it to yourself.
So
DK Metcalf scored. Let's go.
Yes.
So
thank you for that breaking news.
Who's got DK? You do?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, and then moving on to the last game of week 11, we have the brotherly rivalry here. Phillip Rivers Abortion Clinic, and this ain't no Dolphin Tale.
Which means Biko's going to get a W, Coleman.
You never know. Fantasy's weird like that. Anything can happen anywhere.
Yeah. Again, do I have to describe the flapjack situation? The way this year's going, I'm going to get a couple of flapjacks thrown in my butthole.
Gosh. This is going to be exciting, though. Once we're inching closer to the playoffs, but once we're actually in the playoffs, it's going to get really exciting.
Is it, Kyle?
Yeah. Because this year, y'all are going to have something to play for, because you don't want to go to Waffle House.
I hate eating challenges. The only eating challenge that, do you remember when we were training for that pizza thing?
Yes. You want to explain?
Remember? Yeah, so and I think Biko and Chad are the ones who told me about it, but there's a challenge at a pizza place in Kennesaw called Blue Moon Pizza, or no? That may have been it, but it's called the challenge or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's all you can. I've seen it on it was on like Food Network or Travel Channel or Man vs. Food or whatever. And it's like a massive pizza.
What's that dude's name? Adam Richman? Is that him? He's the one who did it.
Yeah, but it's like the slices were like the size of like a small infant. So me and Kyle were going to attack this. This is when we were eating our American Pie pizza, which to this day, chicken bacon ranch. Can we have a moment of silence? Best fucking pizza ever.
Yes. God.
Chicken bacon ranch, guys. Let me explain. An American Pie. It's a little pizzeria in Locust Grove. It's like super south. Locust Grove, Barnesville. Barnesville's where we discovered it. And you had one of the most funniest moments that I've ever witnessed. And I won't explain it to everybody because we're not going to laugh. I'll tell you after this. We discovered chicken bacon ranch pizza, which was a ranch.
You know, sauce. In movies, when like they open a door or they discover something, and then like the heavenly angels come out, and it's like, ah.
It's like the door in How I Met Your Mother at the bar. Never mind. No one's ever seen How I Met Your Mother.
I mean, they probably have. I haven't.
But I'm saying, like, yeah, it's like the secret. Like we stumbled upon this like little magic fantasy greatness and the shittiness of Barnesville. And it's a pizza that has a ranch base, but then they put like mozzarella cheese and chicken and bacon on it, and they cook it. And it's like, it's the best pizza I've ever eaten. And they have different sizes. And what was their biggest size, Kyle?
Oh, I don't even remember. It was huge though.
There's like you couldn't I'm not kidding you. Like you couldn't.
You can't fit the box through a door.
Through the door. So like when you leave, you have to like tilt the box like you're moving a couch out the door. Me and Kyle were warming up for this carnivore challenge or whatever. We ate that pizza from American Pie in 15 minutes. We timed it.
Demolished.
And I was ready to eat some more.
Dude, I mean, do you remember in Barnesville, we used to get that buffet for $5 and sit there and eat like 15 pieces of pizza? And then remember we met the owner?
That was American Pie. Yeah, that was yeah.
Yeah, remember we met the owner? And he was like, yeah, guys, if y'all pass out these flyers around campus at Gordon, he was like, I'll give y'all a free buffet, bro. So we got the free buffet for passing out the flyers.
You walked around in the parking lot and put American Pie's flyers on cards.
Yeah.
There's only $5 for the buffet.
Yeah, dude.
Do you remember that guy?
Yeah, I vaguely remember him.
He had like so the place was small, but I remember he had like burnt CDs that he would play as like the music in the background.
What the heck?
Anyways, why did we start this story?
I think because you're just trying to get off the topic of fantasy football and bring out some joy in your life.
Yeah, because that was enjoyable for me, and I'm so glad that we're not talking about this shit anymore. Anyway, DK already has 9.
Yes, let's go. I need like each quarter, like 9 times 4. I need each quarter for him to get 9.
So, is there anything else? So we went through next week's projections. Is there anything else you want to talk about, Kyle, before we end this?
I mean, the last thing that I'm going to say, I mean, we ran through all the recaps and previews and everything, so the last thing I want to say is next time we talk to y'all, besides in the chat, there will be 2 games left until the playoffs.
Yeah, what I want to say before we end this, I hope you guys can hear the disparity in my voice and the amount of if someone just like put me into a blender and I just felt everything be grinded into a liquid, I would take that over this year's fantasy season.
I mean, it happens, but there's always next year.
So the fact that you even said that makes me want to throw myself in the blender. I do hope, Biko, that all your players die horribly.
I mean, that's your brother.
I hope he's okay. I'm actually going to see him in like 5 days. Well, less than that.
You don't want him to win so the Shepherd name can be in the playoffs?
No, the Shepherd, well, once I lose to Biko, then I'll support him. But until then, I have to say fuck him. And I hope I win.
Fair point.
I need to win.
Yeah.
That's it, Kyle. I'm just really depressed this podcast. This really hurt me. Really hurt me.
Well, your team's probably good enough where you're not going to have to eat waffles, so.
Famous last words.
All you have to do is win one in the playoffs.
Okay, let's not jinx it. Anyway, well guys, that was week 10 in the books. I hope you enjoyed Kyle talking through this podcast and me loathing. But anyways, we will see you. Was it next Thursday, right?
Yeah, we'll record next Thursday.
Nice. We'll see you guys then.
See you.
Fuck off.